Hello, beloved viewers. Welcome back to another heartwarming story on God's Desires Storytelling TV. I'm Grace. Today, we'll be diving into a tale that reminds us of the importance of keeping our promises, even when circumstances make it difficult. It's a story about faith, determination, and doing what's right despite facing discouragement. So, grab a seat, and let's journey together through this inspiring narrative.
In the quiet and humble community of Affia, there was a young man named Austin. He lived with his widowed mother, Mrs. Ego, who took care of the family after the passing of their father. Austin had an elder sister, Noni, who was married and had recently given birth. He also had a younger brother, Kenny, who was known for his resourcefulness, having developed a craft that brought him a steady income. This allowed Kenny to be less dependent on their mother, unlike Austin, who was perceived as solely reliant on Mrs. Ego for his needs. What many didn't know was that Austin had a small skill he was developing, which occasionally brought him a modest income. Austin was deeply devoted to God, seeking his guidance in all that he did. He was committed to presenting his plans before God, praying for direction in every aspect of his life. One day, while working on his laptop, Austin received a call from someone requesting his help on a project. They agreed on terms, and after the conversation, Austin immediately thanked God in prayer and asked for his guidance in executing the work. Upon completing the project, he was paid, and he once again sought God's wisdom on how to use the money. Austin remembered that his sister Noni had recently given birth, and he had yet to visit her. He also recalled that his course mate and his mentor's wife had given birth around the same time. Knowing he could not afford to visit all of them, Austin prayed for discernment on how to disperse the funds. He decided to set aside God's portion first and then addressed his immediate needs. With the little remaining, he planned to visit his sister Noni, as he had never done something like this for her before. As Austin prepared for his journey home, he wrestled with thoughts of inadequacy. He knew the amount he had to offer was small, especially when compared to his position as the elder brother in the family. Nevertheless, he resolved to go ahead, not for recognition but to do what was right and to claim the blessings of the newborn baby. He promised himself that no matter what, he would fulfill his commitment. Upon arriving home, Austin sat with his mother, Mrs. Ego, who told him about all the wonderful things Kenny had done for Noni's baby. Kenny had bought gifts and given a substantial sum of money, which made Austin feel discouraged. He worried that his own small gift would seem insignificant in comparison. Thoughts of jealousy began to creep in, but Austin quickly turned to prayer, asking God for strength and guidance. Despite his doubts, Austin remembered his promise to God and the importance of welcoming a newborn with a gift. He decided to keep silent about the source of his money and let it appear as though it came from his mother's support. The next day, Austin visited his sister Noni. After spending some time with her and her baby, he gave her the money he had set aside. Noni was surprised but accepted it reluctantly, knowing Austin's financial situation. Later, Noni called their mother to express her gratitude for what Austin had done. Mrs. Ego, however, was concerned and asked Austin why he had given money when he had no known source of income. She wondered if he was trying to compete with his brother, Kenny. But Austin remained silent, knowing the truth and thanking God for the courage to do what was right, despite the potential for misunderstanding.
Welcome back, dear friends. I hope you were touched by Austin's story. It's a powerful reminder of several key lessons in life. 1. Faithfulness to God. Austin's story teaches us the importance of being faithful to God in all things. No matter how small, Austin sought God's guidance in every step, trusting that God would lead him in the right direction. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." 2. Keeping promises. Despite his doubts and feelings of inadequacy, Austin kept his promise to God. It reminds us that what matters is the heart behind the gift, not the size of it. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 4 says, "When you make a vow to God, do not delay to fulfill it. He has no pleasure in fools. Fulfill your vow." 3. Overcoming discouragement. Austin faced discouragement, both from his thoughts and from the comparisons with his brother. Yet, he pressed on, knowing that his actions were seen and valued by God. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." 4. Humility and sincerity. Austin's humility in giving what he had, without seeking recognition, is a lesson in sincerity. He did not boast of his earnings but gave with a pure heart. Matthew chapter 6 verses 3 to 4 reminds us, "But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." Thank you so much for watching this story on God's Desires Storytelling TV. I hope Austin's journey has inspired you to remain faithful, to keep your promises, and to act with humility, even in the face of discouragement. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts, share it with someone who might need encouragement today, and of course, subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. May God bless you richly.
God's Desire Storytelling TV. Teach us to do your will.